So what's good, y'all? We back in here with another off-season banger. And with free agency starting basically later on at around 6 p.m. Eastern time today, a big question going around the NBA world is, will Deandre Ayton be a Phoenix Sun heading into next season? And will he get the max contract from Phoenix to stay long term? Now when you look at Ayton's career stats, so far he's averaged 16 points per game, 10.5 rebounds through his first 4 years in his career, and he's only 23 years old. So you can say he's probably in that upper echelon of best bigs in the game, and maybe he is worth the max. But right now the reports are saying otherwise, as Phoenix reportedly does not see Deandre Ayton as a max contract kind of guy, and they think that they can find centers that can produce at the same level he does right now. Now with these two statements, I agree with one of them and I don't agree with the other. I agree with the fact that I don't think he's a max contract kind of guy. I think he's slightly below that. But with the second statement, I don't know if there's a lot of centers that can produce at the level he does right now. He's got some of the softest hands in the league. Talented offensive player, not a bad defender either. Definitely a guy that other teams would love to have on their roster. So not going to say like he's just some scrub. I'm not going to make it seem like that. Definitely a guy that fits well as like a third option on a championship team, as he is right now in Phoenix. But like I mentioned earlier, not a max contract kind of guy. When I think of max contract kind of guys, I think of guys like Karl-Anthony Towns, Bam Adebayo, guys that are better than him, even though those two guys are probably in that second tier of elite bigs. Because obviously you got the top two bigs in the game in Jokic and Embiid, in which Ayton doesn't even come close to their level. So now the question is, if Ayton doesn't get the bag that he wants from Phoenix, then what teams are the best fits for Ayton if things go in that direction? Now the best option that was available in my book before everything went down was Detroit, but with them drafting Jalen Duren, bringing in Nerlens Noel, and having Isaiah Stewart already on the roster, it makes no sense now. So now I look at other teams with cap space like Indiana, who could use a big that is young, talented like Ayton, would fit right in with Indiana's young roster, and we've heard reports saying that Indiana might be interested in a sign and trade, so definitely a good fit in my opinion. And we've also been hearing some Brooklyn rumors, sign and trade ideas with Brooklyn. I've heard Claxton, Joe Harris, and maybe a guy like Cam Thomas to Phoenix for Ayton, but to be honest, I don't think that happens. Even though if it did, it would make Brooklyn a better team, as they've needed a center ever since Jared Allen left. But would it make them the favorites in the Eastern Conference? That would remain to be seen, in my opinion. Another team that I thought I could see him on was the San Antonio Spurs, but with everything they just did, with them basically waving the white flag and throwing in the towel because they are on a full tank mission right now, don't see them going after Ayton, so you can cross that off. But there is one other spot that I still think is possible if you do a sign and trade, if I'm not mistaken, and that's Chicago. I think this is the best option for Ayton. Chicago would be a great fit. They could definitely use him because Nikola Vucevic wasn't at his best this past season. Ayton would fit better on the team, be more of a presence, especially on the defensive end, something that Vucevic was not at all for this team this past season. They'd have a solid starting five: Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeRozan, Patrick Williams, and DeAndre Ayton. It would make the Bulls one of the top 5 teams in the East in my opinion, but in order to reach that top 5 teams in the East, I still think they would need to upgrade their bench a little bit, because outside of Caruso, Javonte Green, and maybe like Ayo Dosunmu, I don't really think of anyone that has much of an impact for their team off the bench. But I do think the Chicago Bulls are the best fit for DeAndre Ayton in my opinion. So we will see where he signs this offseason, whether that's later on today or whenever it can be, whenever it's like either today or tomorrow, whenever. Because it should be really interesting to see what happens between Ayton and Phoenix. And as for the Phoenix Suns, what happens now? What center do you go after? I heard JaVale McGee might go other place, maybe Brooklyn. So I don't know what center they get. The Suns are still a title contender, but losing DeAndre Ayton would definitely hurt their team and definitely hurt their chances of potentially making the finals next season, as they won't have that guy that can run the pick and roll, Chris Paul, and be as elite of a finisher as Ayton was for that team. So we'll see how it all goes down. Free agency starting up soon. It's going to be real fun. A lot of videos going to be coming out. Can't wait to see what goes down. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, link will be down in the description below. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.